Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Kriti Gupta on a very busy earnings morning after a very busy earnings afternoon. Good morning, Kriti.
Good morning, Nathan. We got to start off with the tech earnings here.
Yes.
We are in the kind of the heat of it, the eye of the storm, if you will. The biggest moves to the upside are coming from the likes of Alphabet. You got to keep an eye on those Class C shares. GOOG is your ticker, trading at $295 a share, higher by about 7.3% this morning. Alphabet coming in with a very strong beat on their cloud unit, and this is a very big deal. They are the number 3 player in a market that is very much dominated by Microsoft's Azure business and Amazon Web Services. So the fact that Alphabet is not only growing, but gaining market share is kind of a double win. So the market really applauding that this morning. 295 is where we are. GOOG higher by 7%. It is not all well, though, in the tech sector. You are seeing some major moves to the downside. Meta, for example, was the big loser this morning. Investors are getting a little worried about that spend. We've been here before. We've seen Meta go all in on the likes of the metaverse and weren't fully able to execute it. There are worries now that we're seeing the same thing happen when it comes to their posturing around AI. META is your ticker, $689 a share, down about 8.3% and dropping as we speak. Things not looking good there either. Also seeing some weakness this morning in Microsoft shares. MSFT is your ticker, $529 a share, down just shy of 3%. It looks like they came out with some pretty good numbers, but this is what happens when you have an A++ student. It looks like they just didn't deliver to the same extent that the street wanted to. So this morning, down about 2.3%, $529 for MSFT. I want to take a step away from the tech space because we are seeing quite a bit of earnings, but also weakness when it comes to those consumer names. So Chipotle is the one that's really getting beat this morning. They had their earnings after the bell yesterday, $32 a share for CMG. It looks like down, get this, almost 19%. They're really worried about getting their consumer in, cutting their outlook for the third time this year, really talking about the pinch and the disposable income that a lot of Americans are facing. A different conversation when it comes to Starbucks. SBUX is your ticker, down about 3%, trading just shy of $82 a share. They've come back to the growth picture. They're saying strong international sales are helping push that market up and push their bottom line higher. But that being said, it looks like there is still some weakness baked into those shares. So keep an eye on the consumer names, Chipotle, Starbucks as well. Just because I'm on a roll with the downers here, Merck came out with their earnings this morning. MRK is your ticker. Shares down about 3% this morning, $83 and change. They beat those revenue expectations, but they are pushing towards a new pivot when it comes to some of the new drugs in their portfolio. But the market not necessarily liking what they see. Nathan, I'm going to end with some positivity if I can here. Eli Lilly shares, they're higher. They're excited about their new products, higher by 5.5%. LLY boosting their revenue forecast and beating their estimate.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.